Right, you lot. I've just finished my live stream for the transfer deadline day, and West Ham have signed only Vladmir Coufal from Slavia Prague. We failed to bring in anybody after a number of months where we've had loads of opportunities to bring in players. We failed with a number of bids for decent centre-backs: Tarkowski, Milenkovic, Maksimovic, Jonathan Tah. And the latest deal was obviously Fikayo Tomori, where a huge loan deal was apparently agreed, but the player didn't want to come to West Ham. And that's something I want to speak about as well with this. People don't want to come to West Ham. You know, I agree, the board are massively, they've caused this, they've created this. Their loan to buy deals are a constant disgrace in this current market. You know, asking Jonathan Tah, a first choice centre back for a big German club that are competing in Europa League and competing for Champions League, to come to West Ham and to not give them any money is a farce. To not pay the Tarkowski money up front where they've asked for 40 million is a farce. The Milenkovic money to not pay what they've asked for is another farce. A pathetic attempt from the owners to bring in players at all costs, despite selling our brightest young talent in Grady Diangana for £20 million, and in written word promising to reinvest that to support David Moyes in achieving his targets. And I think they've created this environment, but ultimately you have players like Tomori, a fourth choice centre-back at Chelsea that won't get into the side ahead of the Euros, doesn't want to come to West Ham. And is it hardly surprising? Aside from that, we've let go a lot of players tonight. Jack Wilshere's now been released from his contract. Josh Cullen's gone to Anderlecht. Felipe Anderson, a £40 million winger that we bought 2 seasons ago, has agreed to go to Porto on loan. We're losing squad depth left, right and centre. It's a disgrace. It's an embarrassment for a Premier League club to be losing as many players as we are. For me, in my personal opinion, I do believe it is a form of asset stripping. If we are 2 or 3 injuries away from a crisis, they've created this environment. I fully don't believe that David Moyes would have wanted to have let some of these players go without reinforcements being brought in. They've had months in which to do so. They've saved millions. We're talking nearly about £20 million worth of wages. They failed to bring anyone in on loan deals. They failed to bring anyone in on free agents. They have absolutely failed this football club from top to bottom. They failed David Moyes. They failed the fans. Everyone in the football club involved. They have absolutely ripped the soul out of this club. And tonight, for me, really demonstrates that. They've shown a complete lack of contempt for the manager, an absolute slap in the face to West Ham fans, and they've thrown David Moyes under the bus all at the same time. We've got to go and compete for a full season with 3 recognised centre midfielders, 1 recognised striker. By the way, we're letting a lot of loan players, Zhu, Cardozo, Zande Silva's gone out on loan. We've got no backup. We've got no backup in the striking areas. We've barely got any centre-backs to back up the current centre-backs when we're playing a back 3. It's a disgrace. And the only positive that I've got, if it's a positive at all, is that Declan Rice stayed. And I only believe that's happened because Chelsea didn't have the money. And I think if Chelsea had put anything in, they would have bitten. And we've just sat still. And we've actually lost. How many clubs in the Premier League finish 16th and then they go out the following season with less of a squad than what they started with? Only West Ham, only GSB. It's a disgrace. I'm sick and tired of it. Like I say, GSB out. I'm lost for words. That's all I've got to say. So, listen, fingers crossed we bring someone in the Championship before the 16th. But at the moment, they're looking like they've got a £40 million budget that they just don't want to spend.